Hello everyone, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. Today I want to take a look at the impeachment trial. I've had a lot of viewer requests to take a look at, well, I have looked at the impeachment trial in the past. I thought that at that time Nancy would be holding on to those articles of impeachment. She's announced now that she will release them next week, as soon as next week. Now, I don't know if she's going to release both articles. There has been advice from George Conway and Neil Cato. Both constitutional experts. I think Neil was a former Inspector General during the Obama regime. Conway, of course, is married to Kellyanne, but in his own right is a constitutional expert, and a legal scholar. So both of them are advising Pelosi just to send one article forward and leave the article around abuse of power back so that they can do some more investigation. I don't know whether she would do that. I think that both articles will go up, but if that comes up during the reading, I'll certainly pursue it. Let's have a look at, go back to the start. I find it's always good to go back to the start and see why she actually held those back for the time that she did. Why did she? So I guess also what I'm getting is that she didn't want a quick trial. She wanted something when the public was focused on that trial, so that if there was any abuse of power, obstruction of justice, then the public would see that front and centre. So I feel this is one of the reasons why she did, to put the focus on the actual conducting of the trial, how the Republicans were going to do this. So also it bought her leverage as well. Now, we've got abuse of power here that has jumped out. I think this was the fear right from the beginning, and we saw that McConnell made no mistake. He would consult with the White House, no witnesses being called, a bit of a sham of a trial. So she held back for leverage. She held back for as long as she felt she could. Why else? I always felt that there was some other evidence that she was gathering or waiting for some other information to come out. I feel this was the release of the emails, so further evidence that Trump was front and centre of that extortion. So now we've got cards flying out everywhere. We've got loss here, the Five of Cups. I think also to allow Trump to stew, if you like, stew a bit in that impeachment. So let's have a look at what the cards are going to say. Why did she hold back? Why did Nancy Pelosi hold back? Why did Nancy Pelosi hold those articles back? Why did she hold, and the Democratic Party, why did they hold those articles back? Okay, we've got judgment, and I feel this is for things to permeate. The longer that the strategy was, that the longer that things were out there in the public domain, the impeachment was out in the public domain, the more the judgment was likely to be made. These are signifier cards. Challenged by endings. Okay, so we've got an inevitable ending, challenged by endings. So in some way, because death is the challenge, an ending is challenging an inevitable ending. So this is, the judgment is a karmic card. So I feel that Trump has been lucky up to this point to evade justice, or to evade those what would be inevitable endings for some. He has stalled those. So I feel also it's the GOP, it's William Barr, it's this obstruction of justice is delaying this inevitable ending. So these are signifier cards for why did she hold back those articles of impeachment. The Knight of Swords, she was waiting for something else to come forward. This is the truth, rather a harsh truth. Now, I do feel my attention went to the emails. I think that a not-for-profit under a Freedom of Information move actually gained those emails to put Trump front and centre of the extortion and holding those those funds, holding those funds up. Okay, in the past we've got the Knight of Wands. This is now the impeachment in the House, is now in the past position. It was, the impeachment was, had that inspired action and went forward, some would say quickly. However, it should be borne in mind that the Democratic Party has been investigating Donald Trump one way or another since the midterms in November. The potential future is the Page of Swords. She was hoping for something around some kind of news to come forward, because that's in the potential future. There could still be some information coming forward. Bolton, of course, has offered to testify in the Senate. I felt Pelosi may have been talking to Bolton before. The Democratic, and perhaps if not Pelosi directly, the Democratic Party network may have actually held discussions with Bolton in the past. This is the potential future, so we're not done yet. We are not done yet with surprise news coming forward around this issue. In the immediate future, we have the Queen of Swords. In some way, she's got the upper hand, or she will have the upper hand when this information comes forward. Now, it could be just take this scenario: the GOP are holding this trial in the Senate. It's a sham trial. Some news breaks, and Pelosi is able to say, "Well, look at what has occurred." We've got this Five of Cups that came out before, and it is lost. So I feel that something that she may have been waiting on hasn't come to pass because of that. That Five of Cups flew out. Although there is still hope with this Star of Hope, there is still hope. She was waiting. I feel she was waiting on something that didn't mature, that didn't come forward. But there's still hope that it will. Okay. Now the Page of Swords, and this is exactly it. The spy within the camp, the truth coming out. That's in the hope that there's still time for whatever she. Yes, it was the emails, but there's something else here as well. There's still a chance for something else to come out. We've got the Two of Cups here: networks, partnerships, relationships with others, and we've got the Devil here, toxicity. So I do feel that now and the Queen of Pentacles comes forward around the national security and stability all round, not only of your economy, but in every other way, is being threatened by this Devil, this Saturn energy. And I do feel that we're now going to the trial here, and this is the relationship between the White House and the GOP. At the base of the pack, we've got things coming forward quite quickly. We've got secrets here with this High Priestess, something else that hasn't been revealed. I feel that she's waiting for. And we have the Eight of Cups. Again, this loss, turning away, walking away. Something's come on my screen. I'll just cancel out of that. We have the lawmakers and we have a rebalancing. So in the longer term, I think things are going to work in Pelosi's favour, but this may have been a temporary setback for her, that she was waiting for something that didn't emerge. Was it the tax returns? Was that what she was waiting for? There's something else. It's more than just those emails. The ending has been delayed in some way. So let's have a look at will the trial be fair? I feel, will the trial be fair? Now, with that Page of Cups in the potential future position, it's quite on the card, shall we say, that some further information is going to come forward which will be damning for Trump. Some other whistleblower is going to step forward. It could even be in the middle of this trial. Let's have a look at the trial. Will the trial be fair? Will it be a fair and accurate trial according to the law? Will the Senate impeachment trial be fair? Will the Senate... I'm having to laugh because I'm getting these two cards that have just jumped out. relationships with the devil, the toxicity being chained to Trump, those GOP senators. Will the trial be fair in the Senate? I feel they want a rerun of the Kavanaugh nomination and confirmation. However, this trial is being presided over by the Supreme Court Justice Roberts. So, it's a different ball game altogether. Show me, will this trial be fair? Will this trial be fair? I'm feeling it won't obviously be, but let's keep going. The King of Wands, that is the lawmakers themselves. What is the challenge? Loss. This is indicating that those GOP senators have been threatened with loss if they go against Donald Trump. They also don't want to contribute to losing their own power. It's a very short-sighted strategy, because we have the Queen of Swords, we have Pelosi and the Democratic Party, the way that they've conducted the impeachment indictment in the House, what they've done and how they've done is the foundation of the reading, and it is a strength. So it won't be as easy for the GOP senators to whitewash this as what they think. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the past. This is in the past position. This can be things changing for the better, but it can also be luck running out as well. We'll see what that is. In the potential future, we have the King of Swords, investigators, lawyers, litigation, in current investigations as well. As this is in the potential future, this King of Swords could even be Justice Roberts intervening in relation to this trial and making sure that it is fair. However, we have the devil appearing in the immediate future. Okay, so in the immediate future, they're chained to Trump. They have been threatened. They have been almost like, shall I say, a mob boss might go out and demand loyalty from their minions. There's been communications around not supporting campaigns in 2020 if they don't vote for this president. Okay, we have King of Pentacles, the businessman. So again, funding campaigns as well. Now, I'm not saying that there could have been bribes. I'm not going to go down that route. This is only a tarot reading, my intuitive impressions. But we have a businessman's way of handling this has, I guess, bled over into what would normally be a legal process. We have challenge of the environment around is the Queen of Pentacles, both the King and the Queen of Pentacles. So again, national security, the economy, a lot of pentacles here. I feel this is Donald Trump really using every leverage he can to get those lawmakers to vote for him. The hopes and the fears, justice. Now, this could be Justice Roberts as well, the fear that the GOP won't be able to do what they want to do. They are reviewing. They're reviewing things at this point in time. This is how will the trial go? They have to go back to the drawing board, because I feel that Justice Roberts will not allow them to get away with what they want to get away with. We have retreat, a review and then a retreat, and we have the Ace of Swords, clarity then able to come forward. At the base of the pack, we have this moving on with the Six of Swords, out of troubled waters. We have the American voters, and we have wish fulfillment, although this is the smug merchant as well, and we have victory. I feel this trial isn't going to go all the GOP's way. I feel that they think that they're just going to do what they did with Kavanaugh. However, I feel that this is not going to be possible. I feel that it's going to be a lot more robust than what we think. I'm also going to ask, I'm going to ask if there's going to be any more bombshells which might impact or affect this trial, because I feel that that's on the cards as well. Let's just give this deck, I'm using the Rider-Waite deck, let's just give it a shuffle. Will there be more bombshells during the trial? Will there be more bombshells? Will there be more bombshells throughout this trial? Will there be more bombshells coming out about Trump, coming out about the Ukraine, coming out around abuse of power during this trial in the Senate? Show me, will there be more bombshells, more whistleblowers, more evidence coming out during this trial in the Senate, which actually could be a strategy of Pelosi's? Yes, there's an abuse of power as the signifier card, challenged by our Queen of Cups, revelations, something coming forward. At the foundation, we have the Ace of Swords. I think during this trial, there's going to be more truth coming out. There's going to be something else coming out around Russia, perhaps communications with Russia, Russia's interest in all of this. We do have the communication with the Emperor, which of course is Trump, the president, in the White House, as in the potential future. However, we have Congress, the power of Congress, the power of a Supreme Court justice as well over seeing this. Could also be this could also, I said, while the trial was being conducted, there are many matters before the courts. Right now, we've got things being hidden from view, and we have the environment around it, some sort of communication. Okay, I don't know what's in front of the courts here around these emails, around not-for-profit groups with their freedom of information, strategies to gain communication, but there's going to be some sort of communication coming out which will impact on this trial. We have the Eight of Pentacles. It is around the money. It is around the budget allocation. There's something else that's going to be coming forward throughout that trial. We do have the King of Wands, we have the lawmakers, and we have the loss here, the Five of Cups, which is figured 3 times now in this reading, and we have the Queen of Wands. So one more card there, balancing things, having these balls in the air, walking tightropes, manipulation. We have defending oneself. We have the Nine of Pentacles around money, around freedom, around resources, and we have the Magician. Something is coming out around Trump and his money throughout this trial. It could be also the Ukrainian money that was held back. There's something, or could be both. There's something coming out during this trial which will impact in some way. It's around this abuse of power still. This abuse of power. Now, I didn't ask if they would send both. It's the truth, and it's a harsh truth. It's a truth we need to hear. I didn't ask if they will send both, but there's more coming out around on the abuse of power article of impeachment that will then impact on this trial. Okay, it has to do with that monetary allocation or Trump's own money in some way. We had the Empress there in the past, which was Russia. Russia's gain, there's something around communication that someone has that they might release around, which will shed more light on this matter. Okay, so will they send, I'll just quickly ask, will they send both articles up? Will Pelosi send both articles of impeachment up? Will Pelosi send both articles of impeachment up to the Senate? Okay, so we've got something going on in the past here, just a few cards. We've got loss, and we've got death, endings, whoa. And we've got the Hermit investigation. So yes, but I think both articles on the bottom of the pack is the Eight of Wands. I think both articles are going up. They might even, both articles are going up, I feel. That's my impression. All right, let's have a look at yes, no. Will Bolton testify? Now, the GOP has said no, they don't want him. Trump has talked about executive privilege, but there's something around Justice Roberts presiding, which means that the GOP won't have it all their own way. So, we've got review here, review of something. They won't have it all their own way. Okay, we've got temperance. Okay, so it will be balanced, more balanced than what they're thinking about. It's not just going to be a rerun of Kavanaugh, I don't think. Will Bolton testify? Will Bolton testify? Will Bolton testify? King of Pentacles. He has information to bring around money. We've got juggling and manipulation. The Tower is the foundation of the reading. If he did, it would be catastrophic for Trump. Will Bolton testify? They are not going to, the GOP are not going to get it all their own way. We've got some evidence, this is the Eight of Wands, coming forward fairly quickly. I do feel this, because this is the Bolton question, I feel this is what we're talking about. We've got strength here as the potential. I feel he will. We've got celebration. The Democratic Party, this could have been a strategy. There could have been talks with Bolton in the past. We've got the Ten of Cups. This is the voters' interests. And we've got anxiety as well. The GOP certainly are anxious about what Bolton's testimony might do to their claim of innocence on behalf of this president. The hopes and the fears that this Bolton's testimony will motivate and inspire the electorate to, I guess, vote this president out in 2020. The Eight of Pentacles, further work needs to be done. It's unclear at the moment whether he will. He certainly has evidence to offer around the money being held up and this commerce and trade aspect. This could also be Parnas as well. This could, and we've got again this Seven of Pentacles, having to review something. I feel that something's going to happen, and because I've got Parnas, I've got Bolton bringing forward potentially very, very damaging information. We've got the World on the bottom of the pack. We've got a fairly action being taken on the Truth, and we've got the Devil and the Lovers card. Trump himself really in the frame. I want to know if this is Parnas's information as well. The Democratic Party could do something like bring this information before the House, which would be very damning, and then really leverage that so that it is included in the trial. There's something around the information that they're gathering on the money and on this trade aspect, this Three of Wands aspect, business aspect that is yet to come. This could be around partners. I think Bolton is all over this reading. It's just not clear whether he will testify. I feel that halfway through he might. Okay, so let's just ask about, show me this Eight of Pentacles, show me this Eight of Pentacles. Ah, yes, abuse of power, okay. And really covering it up. There's more that Bolton knows. And we've got the Queen of Cups, revelations, and we've got the Hierophant. It could be, for example, that Justice Roberts calls Bolton, ensures that Bolton is able to testify. This issue around executive privilege. If he doesn't testify to begin with, it could be he's called up part way. Now the Parnas information, I feel, is in that spread as well. It wasn't included, but I feel that Nancy Pelosi has that bombshell up her sleeve, which she might bring forward about halfway through that trial. They're certainly just not going to give it to the Senate and say go for it, hold a quick sham and be done with it. They've got other plans up their sleeve to bring forward explosive information to force the GOP to bring witnesses in, I feel, and Justice Roberts to force Justice Roberts to actually bring forward. Now, he's presiding over the trial like a trial judge. Okay, so it won't be just a rerun of Kavanaugh. I'm going to do one last question. Two last questions. Will Justice Roberts make a difference to this trial? Will Justice Roberts presiding over this trial make a difference? Make a difference to it? Will Justice Roberts presiding over this trial make a difference? Yeah, I'm getting that it's going to slow down this kind of quickness that they want to go through. Judgment, yeah, I'm feeling that it will. And we've got self-defence. He might also insist on more witnesses for the defence. And we've got this review card that keeps coming up. It won't be all the GOP's way. We've got deceit, deceit holding things back. And we've got the King of Pentacles. We've got lies. We've got the lying here. So it looks like evidence will be brought forward, and we've got these secrets and partisanship, okay, coming into the frame. What's at the bottom? We've got this whistleblower, we've got the Emperor, and we've got investigation, and we've got the Tower. Something is going to come forward during that trial, which will be a game changer. I do feel Justice Roberts will be making sure that that this trial is not just a sham. He can't preside over a sham. Okay, so he will make a difference. It's not going to go all the GOP's way. There is some kind of bombshell going to come forward throughout that impeachment trial, which will make a difference. One last question around how will the GOP vote? How will those senators, shall I say, will the Senate convict? Will the Senate convict Donald Trump? Will the Senate convict Donald Trump? Will the Senate convict Donald Trump? I feel that they're going to be blocked in some way. They're going to be stopped. The image that I got was someone shooting in a game of pool and a hand stopping the cue from going forward. What is that? Will the Senate convict? Will the Senate convict this president and remove him from office? Will the Senate, okay, not remove, let's just say, will the Senate convict this president? Wheel of Fortune would normally be, well, it's a card of karmic justice, really. It would normally be a yes card, but I'm not going to go there just yet. Challenged by this review. Things, okay, I see. Things really going better for Donald Trump is being challenged by this review of this, it's being challenged by the trial, basically, this review, this investigation. Okay, and we've got justice as the foundation of this reading. Nice cards. Okay, so it's not going to go all Trump's way. We have the Three of Wands in the past. We know what that card stands for. It came forward even before we found out that money had been held up. It came forward before we knew that Parnas and his partner and Giuliani were over there doing business in the Ukraine at the same time. We've got the Hermit, we've got soul searching, we've got isolation. I'm feeling some GOP senators might step out from under the cloak of the GOP and of Trump. Interesting, we've got this Tower. Right in the immediate future, something is coming that's going to impact on this. We've got judgment, endings, and we've got decision time. Okay, I think I know what's happening here. We've got illusion, delusion, but we've all smoke screens in the hopes and fears position, but we've also got not being able to make a choice. And we've got the money, giving and receiving help. We've got moving on, the Six of Wands. And we've got the Ten of Cups, the American voter. So his tax returns are coming back into the frame. There is explosive information coming down around his, something to do with money. The Tower card is here. I feel that some GOP senators will break away as a result of the information that's coming forward. But is this enough? I'm not seeing clear yeses here. The Justice card is not necessarily showing that justice will be done. it is showing in the longer term that it will. I've got both justice and judgment and a decision for these senators to be made. Something else is coming along with this Tower card, which is going to put those GOP senators in a double bind. Let's have a look. Will these GOP... Let's give me clarity on this Justice card. Give me clarity on this Justice card. Toxicity, chained to the devil, greed and avarice. Here we have our smug merchant card, and we've got these partnerships. We've got the King of Pentacles. Okay, still I'm not getting a clear answer on will they. So let's just, sometimes that happens. So we've got a rebalancing and something going back to the past as well. I'm just going to ask, sometimes Spirit won't come through and I don't want to push it, but let's have a look at these GOP senators who may vote with their conscience. There is something more explosive coming through. Show me this Hermit card. Okay. There is deception and lies that are likely to cause further information that's coming out around deception and lies, which will cause these senators to vote with their conscience. Will it be enough? I'm feeling, I'm not getting a clear answer because I did see something being blocked. And so I'm going to leave that reading there. What I do see is that there will be more information coming through around potentially some kind of deception. It will cause some GOP senators to change their vote and decide, whereas before they may not have decided this way, they may after this. But I'm not getting a clear answer on whether he will be convicted. His taxes keep showing up again, as they do in every reading that I do. So I'm going to leave that there. I hope that was informative for you. We've got a long way to go. Pelosi knows what she's doing. There's likely to be some further bombshell information coming out, potentially during that trial. And the GOP are not going to get it all their own way, given Justice Roberts is presiding over this trial. It certainly won't be a quick sham like a Kavanagh's confirmation was. All right, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much.